In the last video, I told you about $1 a day and what that did to my vision, but I also left you with a teaser. I said your money can work like a slave that never rests, never calls in sick, and never asks for a raise. It just works. Today, I want to show you where that idea actually comes from, because it didn't come from a finance class, it didn't come from working at a bank, and it didn't come from a professor or a YouTube channel. It came from ancient Babylon. The first time I remember I heard this concept was from the richest man in Babylon, and I was driving in my car and I almost crashed. And I actually mean that. I was literally bouncing up and down in my seat with so much energy because I finally understood something that I'd never been able to fully grasp in the past. Here's the idea. Gold, or money that you invest, can become something like a worker, a slave in the language of the ancient Babylonians. And that worker never quits, never calls in sick, and never asks for a raise. It just works day in and day out for you. The cool thing is that the golden slave can make you money, and those returns, the profits that your investment earns, they don't have to just disappear. They become like children, new workers, and if you let them, those children can grow up and have children of their own, generation after generation, working around the clock for you. That's called compounding, and it sounds like a textbook word until you see it like that, like a family of workers that multiplies every single day and every single time that it compounds as you stay faithful to the plan. So here's what this actually looks like in real life, right? When I put in my first $50 at Tractor Supply, I just knew that I had to start. But a few years in, something shifted. The returns that my account were generating started to feel alive, kind of like they had a life of their own. I could go to sleep, I could take a long trip with my family, and the money kept moving and kept working, right? The golden slave principle was real. And it's not a metaphor. This is literally exactly what happens when you buy a dividend-paying stock. The stock pays you just for owning it. You buy the stock, the company pays you, usually every 3 months, just because you own it. The money's working even if you are not, okay? The money works for you. And here's the thing that makes this really, really cool and extremely powerful. The profits that your investment earns, they don't just sit there. If you let them, they can go back and start working too. They become new workers, and those workers have children of their own. That's what compounding actually looks like when you stop thinking about it like some word out of a textbook, right? It's generation after generation of your money multiplying, growing, and working for you every single time you stay faithful and let it keep growing. Now, I've had moments in life where like real life happened and I had to pull everything out of my investment account, right? I bought a car at one point. I paid for my last semester of college while I was working for free. A couple things like that where I had to basically restart. But the thing is, I kept going, and slowly, quietly, the banana farm and the golden slaves kept producing. Here's the thing that nobody tells you. The first investment that you make, that first $50 for me, it feels small, right? You put $50 in and you're like, man, what is the point? Like, is this really meaningful? But that $50 for me was the first worker that I had to hire. Because without the first generation of the golden slaves, there can be no second. Without the second, there's no third. And then the third and fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh generations, the compounding on top of compounding, that's where results start to show up and start to be noticeable. The thing is, you don't need a lot to start. You just need to start the lineage, right? Get that first stock, that first investment, that first generation of golden slaves working for you. That principle and that reason and the goal of getting that first stock is why I created the first stock challenge that I'm running basically right now every single 2 weeks. It's 3 days, it's 90 minutes a day, it's live. And what's cool is like day one, you go in and you set up your investment account. Day two, you pick and start actually buying your first dividend paying stock, your first golden slave before the day is over. And then day three, you build the plan that takes that first investment, that first golden slave, and lets you actually build the lineage of workers working for you. It's your first generation, built together, demoed live. I show you exactly how to do it. I built some really cool tools. It's awesome. So if you want to like actually see what this looks like, click the link below, register for the first stock challenge, and like get your money to start working for you, right? Buy your first golden slave in the language of the ancient Babylonians and let your money start working for you. By the way, keep an eye out for the next video because that one I'm going to talk about the voice that almost made me stop growing my banana farm before it ever started to become meaningful. I'm going to tell you the full story of why, what happened, and how I almost got stopped from creating the lineage of golden workers that we're talking about building today and during the first stock challenge. So keep your eye out. That one is going to be really fun, and I will see you in the first stock challenge when you register below.